Continue. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Football Now podcast. I think this is episode number 2. It's been 2 or 3 weeks since the last one.
Yeah.
And now we're here to talk about, of course, a lot of things happening in football, like everybody knows.
Yeah.
I got my notes down here so we know what we're talking about. So the first thing we need to talk about, obviously, Champions League final.
Who do you reckon's going to win tomorrow, people? Chelsea or Man City? All right, I'm going to go for Chelsea. To be controversial this time.
Obviously, because obviously I'm a United fan, we don't want Man City to win the double or whatever it is they're after. So I want Chelsea to spoil that party, obviously. And of course, we must talk about the dumpster final that was the Europa League.
Which was absolutely...
I mean, think about it.
Dismal.
Let's think about this. This is a team that finished second in the Premier League behind Man City.
And the team they played was 7th in the La Liga. My God.
I mean, Man City are probably like Manchester United, are probably like the second richest club in England. And they were beaten by penalties by, like I said, a team that was finished 7th in La Liga, which is just appalling standards of football. So, I did manage to catch the game.
So did I. It was 3 on BT.
It was absolutely... I don't know what I was watching. United weren't themselves going into the final. It looked like some words were said that weren't said properly to the players, and it looks like the players just bottled it at the last minute.
Yeah. Also, we've got Euros coming up, so me and Tom were saying that we're going to get a wall chat, but me and Tom have picked our teams already, which are France and Belgium, I think.
Yep, the rules are we can't pick our home nations because that won't be fair. But we must also talk about Jose Mourinho getting a new job. He was
sacked by Tottenham and he's gone to Roma, which is an Italian team.
Yes, he had some success in Italy already, so he knows the league well because the Italian football is a bit slower compared to English football, so it suits them quite well.
Also, if we all know, this weekend's the final games in the National League.
Yep, of course, our home side, Wrexham.
So it could be in the playoffs.
Yeah, Wrexham, of course, in case you don't know anything about what's happening in Wrexham have been taken over by a couple of celebrity megastars of Ryan Reynolds and Robert McKendry from Always Sunny in Philadelphia. And of course, Ryan Reynolds is famous for playing Deadpool and other big names in Hollywood. So it's great to see Hollywood taking over Wrexham. We'll be keeping an eye on that story throughout the course of the year, next year.
So we've got the playoff finals this weekend also, League, the Championship and League.
Champions League as well, a lot of football to get your eyes into. And of course, we must talk about the European Championships we're going to in a minute. The format has changed, hasn't it? It's not in one place, it's in it's in a huge city now, isn't it?
No.
And the final itself will be at Wembley in June or July, which should be interesting. I hope that one of the home nations get there, either England or Wales. Obviously, I want Wales to get there, but if not, England as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because obviously I might be interested in going to the final, but obviously the tickets are like gold mines.
So yeah,
you'd be lucky to get one. But like I said, we want people to get involved. If you want to get involved, then leave a comment down below as well.
Yeah,
because we want your opinion on things as well. So we might read them out in the next podcast of the Champions League final. Well, and also we might do a review of the season.
Yeah.
And of course, another thing we must talk about is Manchester City winning the league once again.
Yes, again.
I mean, you credit due to Pep Guardiola, who's probably like the second best manager in the world right now.
Mm-hmm.
If you had to choose, if you were running a club, you would want Pep Guardiola on your side, managing your players, because obviously he knows what he's doing.
Mm-hmm. So, yes. We got the championship final this weekend at the playoffs.
Playoffs is always an exciting time for playoff finals. And I remember Blackpool winning the playoff final like last decade, I think. And the great Ian Holloway.
The championship playoff final is between Swansea City and Brentford.
Brentford. I'll have to double check that on my phone. Let's check. Man City. Swansea.
Pardon?
Swansea City. Go away. Sorry, got a dog licking my leg. I don't want that. Right, so we got Swansea. Yeah, it is. Swansea City. Swansea City versus Brentford. Now that's an interesting one.
So it could be a draw or penalties. But I would say penalties, and Swansea go through to the Premier League.
I was thinking that because because we need another Welsh club up there.
Yeah.
Welsh club.
And in the League One final is The last
time Swansea was in the Premier League was a year ago, a couple of years ago.
Mm-hmm. The League One final is between Forest Green, is it?
I have to be honest with you. I don't follow the lower leagues. I only follow obviously Wrexham and Man United, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, Man City winning the league was a huge news. Of course, Man City have got all the money and the resources they can.
So as Tom said, we shall be guessing wall charts, which should be in this weekend's newspaper or in June.
Yeah, because we need to keep an eye on what's going on. Because obviously,
if anybody would like to, once this goes on YouTube when Tom puts it up, people want to pick a team.
Well, like I said, this is like I said, we have to plan these because they're not going to be instantly load up because obviously there's a lot.
Me and Tom are busy, so yeah.
And like I said, we do like podcast meetings beforehand because obviously, a lot of football and stuff goes on that we need to look up need to read up on. And like I said, the big major focal point is Man City winning the league, and of course, and big question I want to put to you is, can anybody challenge Man City going into
21-22 season? Yes or no? Could it be United, Liverpool, Norwich?
Well, let's look at it. Well, let's say we get to Christmas. It's just Liverpool lost 3 games on the bounce going into after Christmas, didn't they? And they were like on top of the league going into the new year. Then after the new year, they slowly declined in form. Man City just sort of pounced on that, and the players played better. And of course, the big Man City player that just retired actually was Sergio Aguero. He retired at the end of the game against, of course, who did they play in the last game? I forgot now. Who did they play? Man City. I'm just trying to look up who they last. They played against Everton, of course, 5-0 victory. I had to look it up, 5-0, it just shows you just how ruthless they were in that game. And well, yeah, you got to, like I said, hats off to Man City. Congratulations to them. And of course, like I said, the big major football party is the European Championships. Like so, we'll be covering those over the next 2 weeks. And of course, it's not in one country; it's in a huge variety of countries. Just give me a moment. I do apologize when I got dog. He's being annoying, so just ignore that. So now we've got that sorted. But like I said, Man City is a big major focal point, and of course we're going to keep an eye on the transfer window as well. That's going to be interesting to see which clubs buy what, and of course Manchester United do need to buy some players.
Yeah, for next year.
For next year, if they're going to challenge Man City for the Premier League title. And of course, half of that squad is young and aging players as well. Some will probably retire at the end of the next. Because obviously they're not as young as they used to be. I think they're going to need a striker,
a defender,
defenders.
Goalkeeper. Oh, Tom Heason's supposed to be coming back. There we are.
A goalkeeper. We need a new goalkeeper. He is
Rubbish.
He is not the same as he used to be.
No.
When he came into United like 3 or 4 years ago, he was ranked as the best goalkeeper in the world after winning the World Cup with Spain and the Euros. And now his form as depth, he's not the best goalkeeper in the world anymore. So United need to look at that situation before going into the next season, which is of course what we need to do. And of course, like I said, Man City are like the blueprint of how to win leagues and trophies at the moment.
So as Tom said, we do this every so often. So the next one will be in 2 or 3 weeks' time.
Yeah, after the Champions League final on Saturday. Is that a couple of weeks after the Champions League final?
Then I'm gonna check on calendar. I got a calendar on my computer, you see.
Man.
So
I'm going to check to see.
1, 2, 3 is the 18th. 4 is the 25th. 5 is the 2nd. Is it? Of July.
And Champions League final is tomorrow, so it'll probably be before the European Championships, won't it?
It'll be. Oh God, what am I doing here?
Or it'll be during the European Championships. I think. Because the Euros begin in the couple of
11th. So if we do it the 12th, 11th, because there's first games on the 11th.
So the next one will be during the European Championships.
Yeah, so we'll be discussing how far our team's going to come in the European Championship.
If I got Belgium, they'll do quite well.
It'll be group stage, the quarterfinals and the final. So yeah, as Tom said, that is the end of today's show.
That's the end of today's show, and sorry for the short and sweet if you were suspecting more stuff. But like I said, there's a lot that goes on in football here and now, obviously. And like I said, there will be the football. There'll be more stuff going. We'll be keeping an eye on that. We'll promise you that.
No.
If there's anything big, we'll report it. If there's anything newsworthy, we'll discuss it.
No.
Of course, like I said, the Euros will be the next big focal point in the next couple of weeks. And like I said, we do plan these podcasts. So it's not like post them nearly every so often.
So that's the end of today's show. So big thank you to Tom.
Thank you to myself. And of course, this is on our podcast. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. And leave a comment. It would help us out a lot.
Yeah.
If you're new, stick around. We've got more exciting stuff coming up.
Yeah.
We shall see you all in the next podcast. Till then, have a good weekend and stay safe whatever it is you're doing.
Bye-bye.
Bye.